So abortion is an issue I don't talk about very often, although I would hope it would go without saying that I am in 1,000 support of reproductive rights for all women and girls, right? I mean, what else do you say beyond that? I am 2,000% pro-choice, okay? Abortion is an interesting topic. For my personal self, I have never had an abortion. And I think the only circumstance in which I would have an abortion at my very advanced age is that if there was some threat to my life, or if it was some fucking nut shit like rape or some shit, right? Like, we ain't doing that. So I can definitely see scenarios in which I would utilize an abortion, right? So I would like for abortion to be like an option, like that should be there for any woman or girl who is not interested or able to carry a pregnancy to term. If you don't want to have a baby, nobody should make you have a baby. Like all these little pussies out here right now who don't want to get the vaccination. That's cool. That's cool. Your body, your choice. But keep that same energy when we're talking about abortion, conservatives. Keep that same energy. My body, my choice. You don't want to get the vaccination? Cool. These motherfuckers don't want to get parented. Okay? Like people who seek out abortions don't want to have babies. And because here we are, I mean, our goofy ass election cycle starts a year and a half to 2 years out, right? So here we are pretty much at that 18th month threshold before the 2022 elections, where the House hopes to, the GOP hopes to recapture the House. Whatever. So, Trump did a masterful job of stacking the Supreme Court full of mediocre, unqualified conservatives who are white and Christian and straight, and who seemingly like don't think that being able or being forced to have children that you're not able to financially care for, or perhaps not even emotionally able to care for. Like, what if you know that you are a sociopath, right? Like, but you have the good sense to maybe say, maybe I shouldn't be a parent. I think you should give your kid a fighting chance by not having that little motherfucker, right? Like, please don't bring a child into the world just to make it miserable. But anyway, I digress. I'm sorry. I keep floating. And even though this is a solo sesh day, I did not roll up, but I did smoke a couple J's earlier. I don't think I'm still high. I should have re-rolled up, but I didn't. But back to the abortion, guys. So abortion is back on the table. The Supreme Court has decided to hear the case of a Mississippi abortion law, which stops abortions after 15 weeks, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of rape or incest. I think the only exception is if there is a threat to the mother's health. And it got me thinking, Mississippi specifically, and if we have any Mississippians in here, I love y'all. And I know y'all got it rough, especially if you're Black in Mississippi. I know Mississippi can be a challenge. I know it's a bastion of Blackness in some places, and it's very, I'm sure, down home. It feels like home in the way that the American South really can only feel like to Black Americans. I guess white Americans feel at home in the South. I don't know. But like, if I'm down South, I feel like I'm home, right? Even though I'm very much from up here. Anyway. Mississippi doesn't do a good job of taking care of its children, period. And Tunde, I'm trying to figure out actually where to start with this. Let's go to C1. Can you pop up C1 for me, please? I found it really wild that Mississippi and its governor and its legislature have taken this extraordinary step of passing this law when there's only one abortion clinic in the whole state. And Mississippi has been very hostile to abortion providers, to places like Planned Parenthood. I mean, like in any place providing abortion services is targeted. So now Mississippi is only down to one abortion clinic, and that is the Jackson Women's Health Organization. And locals refer to it as the Pink House. And I wanted to give you guys a glimpse of what it's like if you are a woman or a girl in search of abortion services or abortion counseling, and you live in the state of Mississippi, and your only option is to go to the only abortion clinic in the whole state. What do you think outside of that women's health clinic? What do y'all think that shit looks like probably on a daily basis? It looks pretty fucking crazy. I found this YouTube channel, a woman by the name of Maureen Holohan. And it's a tiny channel, like she has like 9 subscribers, but I found this video where it was shot in 2019, and it's a mashup, like it's a hypercut of a day. I don't know how typical it is, but a day outside of the Pink House in Jackson, Mississippi's only abortion clinic. Tunde, if we could please take a look at C2, what you guys are going to see is a protest. Not the kind of protest we like, but I was horrified, like, holy shit. Imagine if you were just going to the Jackson Women's Health Organization to get the pill or to get some condoms. You got to deal with this shit, trying to walk through the fucking door. Amazing. Today, if we could please roll that clip. This is from Maureen Holohan, everybody. Check this out.
You need to stop doing what you're doing.
Need to repent.
You need to stop partaking in this wickedness. Supporting the murder.
Wicked.
Supporting the murder of innocent young children in the womb. Shame on you people. Shame on you people.
For God will bring every secret thing in the judgment, whether it be good or evil. You wicked witch.
You are the one.
You wicked witch. You wicked Jezebel.
Yep. Stay. Have you had consultation?
Are y'all going to the clinic? Do you know that this is a baby? Is somebody pregnant? Do you know that this is a baby, not a clot of cells, that you have other options, that the Lord has plans for all lives?
Are they blocking us in on purpose?
Yeah. Always rather be looking right at me.
If you have an appointment, please pull forward. Y'all take this if you change your mind. Would love to adopt your baby or help you in any way possible.
You want those? Let them.
Good draw.
Yep, there's place on the street to get
a week. All right, the next thing is, and the second is like it, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. How many of us are content with our children dying and going to hell? Tell me. I hope nobody, huh? Well, if that's the case, hopefully we're not being so selfish that we're not seeking to train our children in the way.
Don't kill me, Mama. I love you. I love you, Mommy. Jesus loves you, Mommy.
Break the yoke, the anointing of life in Christ Jesus. Lord, you said in your word that the devil comes only to kill, steal, and
Y'all, I watched that video earlier, and just to watch it again, just I am stuck and just like amazed at the polite, semi-polite levels of violence, right? Like, do you understand that's a baby? It's not just a clump of cells. It's a baby. Yes, bitch. You know it's a baby. And you know what else babies need? Babies need food. Babies need shelter. And you know what babies don't do? Babies don't pay fucking rent. Babies don't buy their own goddamn clothes. Babies do not take themselves to the doctor, okay? Like, I like how easily dismissed. Like, people just assume that women seeking abortions, are act like they just taking out the trash. Like, no, it is a weighty decision. Like, and I'm saying this as someone who has never had an abortion, and just to even thought of it, having to contemplate possibly ending a pregnancy for whatever the fuck reason, right? I can't imagine. And Rain to Sud, I seen you in the chat, baby. You know exactly where I'm going with this. You know where the fuck I'm going with this. Mississippi got a lot of goddamn nerve. And all of those hypocrites, all of those Christian hypocrites have the audacity to try to shame any person seeking to end their pregnancy in the state of Mississippi, as Rain to Sud so astutely called it, a welfare state. Welfare! All the welfare. Let's go. C3, Tunde. Cool. So the people who post up outside the abortion clinic manage to talk you out of your abortion, and you end up giving birth in Mississippi. Well, I hope the baby lives to see the age of 2, because Mississippi has one of the highest infant mortality rates. In fact, Mississippi fails gloriously in that category, either being the state with the highest rate of infant mortality, or usually hovering in that 1 to 2 to 3 slot, right? Look at that. I mean, it's shameful. Tunde, what's the next one? Not only do children born in the state of Mississippi, babies born in the state of Mississippi, have I think the number is, it's like 8.8 per 1,000 live births, which apparently is very high. And especially when we factor in Black children in Mississippi, that infant mortality rate goes even higher when you're just explicitly talking about Black children, right? The other thing that Mississippi fails gloriously, C4, Tunde, is that Mississippi's children are more likely to live in high poverty than any other state in the country. According to, I think this is the Annie E. Casey people put this together. Very much in support of MississippiToday.org, by the way. Very, very good publication. Local. Support your local media outlets. Mississippi children most likely to live in poverty than any other state in the union. So why is Mississippi trying to legally force women in its state to bear children in a place where the children are not likely to make it to their 5th birthday or 3rd birthday, where the children are more likely to live in high poverty, where the schooling systems, very poor, public health access, also very poor? Didn't we talk about the birth rate last week? They need more slaves. They can see the coming demographic cliff, and they see it coming. They're not going to have hardly no workers, especially the white women's. Oh, man. They're going to start subsidizing white women to have babies. Like that's coming. That's coming. You probably get $5,000 for a white child, to bear a white child. Maybe $2,500 for a biracial. I'm just fucking around. What'd you say, Tunde? Oh, nigga, I've never seen The Handmaid's Tale. I can't watch it because first of all, during the election, they said when it was unclear whether or not Trump was going to be president again, I was advised to not start watching The Handmaid's Tale. But is that the premise of The Handmaid's Tale? Like white babies go for hire? They selling babies on The Handmaid's Tale?
No, but the shit that they do to women in order to force them to have babies is pretty much where we're at, or where they're trying to push it with all these crazy ass laws. If you see people putting like eyes in the chat, it's like from a saying in The Handmaid's Tale. It's under his eye is a phrase. So.
Oh, I see. Okay. Am I gonna have to watch this shit so I can be in the know? I think so. Fuck it, I'll watch it. River Run, thank you so much for your support, dear. Very much appreciated. So here's the deal. First of all, we know that more restrictive abortion policies only hurt poor women, period, point blank, right? Rich women, wealthy white women especially, will find a way to have that abortion. I grew up in Howard County, Maryland. Trust me, I know. Okay. These wealthy families are not interested in their teenage daughters bringing home these babies as teenagers. So they're too sweet. That is happening. And just another side note, real quick. I remember when Larry Hogan was first running for president, I had a friend I was talking to about him who was from up north. And my friend was like, aren't you worried that Maryland might elect a Republican and might do crazy shit with abortion? I said, first of all, Larry Hogan is crazy. He ain't that goddamn crazy, though. You cannot outlaw abortion in Maryland. Even Republican conservatives don't want to outlaw abortion in Maryland because abortion, it's practical, y'all. Let's be real. And I don't advocate abortion as a form of birth control. Like if you just don't want to wear condoms and don't want to take birth control pill and you got, a punch card at the abortion clinic, like, come on. I mean, yes, that is where I believe personal responsibility does kick in. However, I'm not going to fault you if you've had a couple of abortions over the course of your lifetime because shit happens, right? Shit absolutely happens. And you should have the ability to go have it done in a medical facility, right? Let's not forget, y'all, women in this country, let's just stay in America, because if we expand this out globally, like I said, we'll be here for a while, but women used to die regularly getting abortions, right? Like that's not that long ago. That is less than 100 years ago, where people were still very much getting abortions. But the likelihood that you would die as a result of that abortion was also very high. But just think about how desperate somebody had to be to go risk a back alley abortion, knowing that there's a very good chance that you yourself could die, but people take that risk over bringing a child into a world, into the particular circumstance. Like, just think about that. Like, that's high levels of desperation. And that is where a lot of women are going to be forced into very tough situations where you got to travel out of state to go get this procedure done. Right now, when we getting back to the Supreme Court, picking up this Mississippi case, the SCOTUS experts are looking at, how this shit is broke down. They done added that bitch ass nigga Kavanaugh, Amy Coney Barrett, Gorsuch. Who else is on them joints? Thomas, sellout ass, Samuel Alito. So they think that the court has 5 or 6 votes to perhaps overturn Roe v. Wade. But I think that if you think people came out in the streets last summer, and if you think people are out in the streets right now for issues ranging from Palestine to Haiti to Colombia, you should try to fuck with abortion, and incur the wrath of one of America's most dangerous demographics, and that is white women. Because if you piss off the white women are good at getting your ass back. White women are going to research. They are going to apply the resources. They are going to organize, and they are going to be upset. And I'm going to be right there with them. Like, yep. But I mean, reproductive justice is very much a Black and Indigenous and Latinx issue as well. And because Black women face more maternal mortality rates at astronomical numbers at astronomical levels, Black women die as a result of either pregnancy or childbirth. So abortion needs to be a total option. That is absolutely a racial justice issue and an economic justice issue, in addition to being a gender rights issue. And basically what this comes down is to, hey, bitches, you better have these babies. Isn't that basically what it comes down to? I mean, it's just the audacity. And I know that there is not going to be an ounce of self-reflection from the overlap of those on the right who are both anti-abortion and anti-vaxxer, right? I'm sure there's a lot of those people who fall into that category, right? They refuse to get the vaccination, or refuse to get the vaccine because you can't tell them what to do with their body. Freedom. At the same time, you can't kill that baby because it's alive. Oh, well, you gonna take care of this life? You got room for this life in your house? Oh, but then you're going to get mad at the kids and the parents when they need government assistance, right? Make it make sense. But that's the thing. When you actually try to pick apart and delve into conservative reasoning, it goes nowhere. It goes nowhere. That's why there's no point of even arguing with them. You can't debate a fool. Try debating a fool. You're going to feel like a fucking fool. You out of that abortion clinic, who apparently didn't have shit else to do but to fuck with people that day, or many a days, trying to gaslight them, intimidate them, guilt them, shame them, have not a shred of like stepping back and looking at the bigger picture. You know what I mean? In a perfect world, I'm sure people would ideally have children all over the place, right? The Pope got mad. Didn't the Pope make a statement a couple years back? He was pissed. Pope said, y'all need to stop babying these pets and have real babies. And everybody said, no, the rent is way too high. Pope Francis is like, the fuck is you talking about? My dog chilling. I ain't got to take my dog for no sonograms, no prenatal screening, nothing. Anyway, be watching, y'all. And women and gentlemen, please. I mean, this may be a call to the streets kind of issue probably later on this year, maybe early next year. I'm not sure when the court will. I mean, they're going to hear it this term, if I understand that correctly. I don't know. Even though I think that there are a bunch of conservative idealists clearly on the court, at some point, though, I do feel like there's pragmatism involved. You're going to see women dying like at ridiculous levels, trying to secure backroom abortions if they are not permitted to leave their own state. And when I say permitted, I mean if they don't have the money, right? Like if you live in Mississippi, you want to procure an abortion, you need a ride, right? You got to get out. You got to get out the state. You got to go somewhere. And I don't think the surrounding states are all that abortion friendly. Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina. That could be a couple days drive, right? If you have trying to get to a state that doesn't give you some bullshit fucking 24, 48, 72 hour waiting period. Okay. So you done drove from Mississippi to fuck it. Let's be extra liberal here. Let's say Illinois. Well, actually, Illinois doesn't make you wait. You know what? Y'all know what the fuck I'm going with this. Y'all know where I'm going with this. The birth rate is low in America. Conservatives are determined to force women to have babies. That's not going to end up well.